Hi, welcome back. I'm Naren, and in this vlog, we will try to check out on gratuity, what it is, and why you need to track. So, what is gratuity? It's a monetary benefit that you normally get it from your employer if you're employed at the time of retirement or while exiting your company, and it's an incentive for long-term commitment. And this is given by the employer to the employee, as I said, during the time of retirement or and the exit from the company. And also there are some more cases where you will get it. And it is covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. And we are discussing about the employment in India. And it's mandatory in case of central, state government, defense, local governing bodies. And in case of private companies, if they have more than or equal to 10 employees in single day at least during last 12 months, then they're also covered under this act, so they have to pay the gratuity to its employees. Even in future, if they reduce their number of employees to below 10, they will still come under this act. So once they cross 10 employees, so it's for all future timeline, they're covered under this act. So when you will get gratuity, one is when you retire or when you get when you retire through the RS, the voluntary retirement scheme, or when you resign from your current job, or in the case of death of the employee or disability through accidental disease, and even in the case of termination or layoff, and also in special cases where even if the company becomes bankrupt, then also they need to pay the gratuity. Not everyone will get that, so these are some of the criteria when the employee will get it. So the rule is they have to be in the service of the company for continuous like 5 years service, and it's not like you work for 3 years, exit, come back, and then 2 more years. It doesn't count. It should be a continuous one. And also they say 1 year is considered as 240 working days in normal organization which doesn't work underground like mines, whereas it's only 180 working days to consider as 1 year in case of say mines which work underground. And I don't think like if you work more than 240 days in a year, it will count as more than 1 year. I assume this 240 working days is only kind of, I think, minimum working days to define 1 year. And this service period can even include strike, lockout, accident, leaves taken. And in case of death or disability, the 5-year rule doesn't count. Even if you have been with the company less than 5 years, you will still get the gratuity. So how much you will get if you are getting the gratuity? There are a couple of numbers, 26 and 15 in this formula. So what they try to define is for each of 1 year of service with your employer, gratuity should be paid as 15 days salary for each of the year of service. So to do that calculation, they have defined 26 working days as 1 year, and they want to give 15 days of salary per year of service. So that's how like 15 by 26 comes into the formula, because normally you might think about 15 by 30 or 30. And the numbers that are important to calculate the gratuity, first one is yes, which is the monthly salary that you get in your last month working for your employer. And note that it is not everything that you get at the as a monthly salary, because normally your salary will have basic plus some extra special allowances, to that's how company will structure your salary to avoid paying more PF and other stuff. So what will be counted is basic plus any dearness allowance like DA and any fixed commission on sales. For most people, it may be just the basic in case of like private companies. The basic salary component of your monthly salary that you get at the last month of your tenure with your employer is counted as yes here. And why is the number of years of service? Let's say you work more like at least 6 months in your last year with the company, then it will be rounded off to 1 year. Like if you work for 5 years or 6 months or 7 months, and it is less than 12 months, so that will be rounded off to the next year, that is 6 years. If it is less than 6 months, then it will be rounded off to the previous year. It will still be considered as 5 years if it is 5 or 10 months. So with number S and Y, the amount of gratuity that you will get when you exit is 15 by 26 into multiplied by S multiplied by. Note that, so your gratuity amount increases every year, like as you work for more year with the same employer, the gratuity amount that you will get at the end of the employment increases. At the same time, whenever you get a hike in your salary, overall gratuity amount that you will get also increases. Note that in this multiplier, yes, Y is used only based on the last salary that you get. If you, let's say your last salary is 1 lakh of basic per month and you have worked for 10 years, then formula will just use 1 lakh into 10, even though your salary might be less in the previous years. And in case of companies which are not covered by Act, note that it's optional in those cases for paying the gratuity. They may not pay gratuity if they are not covered by the Act. So if they are not covered by the Act, that means they should be employing less than 10 employees. In that case, formula is slightly different. 15 by 30 into number of years into, it's not the last month salary, it is last 10 month average salary. What about tax when you get the gratuity? If you are working for non-private companies like government, local body, or defense and all, everything that you get, whatever may be the amount, is exempted from tax. But in case of private corporations, if you get the gratuity because of the death or disability, then also everything is exempted. In the other cases, normal cases, till 20 lakhs, there is no tax for the amount. If you get less than or equal to 20 lakhs, no need to pay the tax. But note that it is a cumulative amount based on the total gratuity that you got in your career from different employers, all employees. So you might have got the 10 lakhs from your first employer, so hence no tax. Then in your second employer, if you get 15 lakhs, even though it is less than 20 lakhs, your total amount in your career is now 25 lakhs, 10 plus 15. So you have to pay tax for that 5 lakhs. And for that amount which is exceeding 20 lakhs, let's say if it is 25, then for the 5 lakhs income, you need to pay tax according to your slab. And who deducts? Who pays this tax? In most of these cases, if let's say you have only one employer and it is less than 20 lakhs gratuity, then no need to pay the tax. And if it is say one employer and you crossed 20 lakhs, then the employer will deduct that as tax in your regular salary payment, in this case final settlement, and they will deduct and pay it as TDS. So it should reflect as part of Form 16. So there is no action item from your end. But in case your total gratuity is more than 20 lakhs from multiple employers, that means there are some previous employers who have paid you gratuity, whereas the last employer obviously doesn't know the history of the gratuity payments to you. So they may not deduct because they may not know the overall amount, or they may not know, let's say it's not increasing 20 lakhs in the last employer, but it increases when you sum it up from all employees. Then the final employer or the current employer from where you are exiting might miss it out. So in those cases, you have to calculate everything and see how much it is exceeding if it is exceeding 20 lakhs, and then you have to directly pay the tax in your assessment. So what next? So with this information, what you can do is always have an idea of what is the potential gratuity that you will get when you exit your current employment, because that can help you to make some decisions or some decisions. Let's say you have worked for less than 5 years in the current company. Let's say it's 4 years and 11 months, and you are planning to exit the company. So if you know about this gratuity, then you can rethink whether it's worth to delay your exit or the resignation by one more month to make it 5 years, so that you will get that extra gratuity amount. Because if you just leave your current company at 4 years and 11 months, you won't get that gratuity amount. So with this information, you can re-evaluate whether the extra delaying of 1 month and what extra gratuity amount that you get is worth to consider. And also you can have this number, what is the potential gratuity that you will get now, or let's say 10 years from now, to calculate your retirement corpus, so that you can even time your retirement. And also remember that the salary component used while calculating gratuity is your last salary. So that means with each year, obviously you will be getting more gratuity if you have crossed 5 years. And also with each salary hike, you will be getting more gratuity when you exit. And each salary hike doesn't just affect 1 year, but all previous years while calculating gratuity. So overall, you can see that to have some knowledge about the gratuity and the potential amount that you will be getting when you exit or retire from the current employer is good to track for various reasons. If you find this useful, please like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.